And we're live. Hello, everyone. This is Gamma with Gamma Effect coming at you live with a pretty interesting topic. So last time we had the video explain the passport bros issue with Western society and Western women, the dating game. They're just hard. They're masculine. They're shaming. They're just talking mess and hard to deal with. And certain societal issues in the West have caused that. But now I want to look at the solutions, aka Filipinas, or just women outside of the West. To be honest with you, whether it be Filipinas, whether it be Thai, whether it be Ethiopian, Eritrean, Saudi Arabian, there's a lot of different cultures. Even in the Mongolia, Kazakhstan regions, there's some really traditional, nice women that work um, in conjunction and have great chemistry with Western men. So this is something we definitely need to look at. Men should be solution based, and these are definitely one of the solutions that will work for us. Now, as we look at solutions, we want to look at holistic solutions from the actual society, the economy. You want geopolitical situations that work for us, that are safe and stable, and you don't want to leave one environment and just run into a lot of problems in a new environment, right? You want to make sure that we have continuity and chemistry. That's what we're looking for. These are going to be the solutions. I think we all can agree it's plain and simple that the West doesn't really give us the solutions that we need. I mean, we can say that without blaming anyone, without throwing the lovely ladies under the bus or anything like that. The West just doesn't have the solutions that we need. I mean, that's the bottom line. And I think a better chemistry is going to be in the East. And that's just from my personal experience. I've lived in a few different countries like Vietnam and Thailand, countries like Philippines and China. And I've had a completely different experience, not just dating though, like experience overall, just engaging into the societies as a Western man, as a melanated man. For the brothers out there, different experience. I've gotten jobs, I've owned businesses, the whole thing. I've dealt with like customer acquisitions where people need to understand me and, frankly, give me a chance at doing business with them. I've had a completely different experience. People are curious and they want to know about you. They don't have a predetermined, thought about you based upon what the U.S. school system and the media and all these different aspects brainwash people into thinking about you as a passport bro. They just want to know. So you stand on your square, and however you represent yourself or present yourself is kind of what's going with. And as long as you keep your reputation clean and be a man of your word, you're probably going to have some positive results. Now, what I'd like to do is get a few, actually, I want to have some reactions on some different conversations. I've got a conversation between some lovely Filipinas. I think this is Maya's channel. She has some really interesting concepts and conversations with her friends. They're just sitting around a table. And they're talking, and they're just expressing their views. And it's lovely to see. And the one thing, I have a test on YouTube. I like to see the women with the sound off and just look at their behaviors, look at their body language, look at their facial expressions. These are the things I like to check out because it says a lot with this YouTube platform. We get a real good view and a real good read when we check it out like that.
How you doing? Can you hear me?
Hey, everyone! I got my man JoJo up on the broadcast. Thanks for welcome to join the show, JoJo. Thanks for giving me a little time here. And I want to let everyone know we're going to talk about Filipina society, and you actually have experience in that because you are you 50% Filipino?
Yep, I'm half Filipino, all from my
Okay.
mom's side.
Oh, your mom's side. Great. And so, half of your family is Filipino, and I assume they grew up in the Philippines, so you got a lot of experience of Filipino culture.
Right. I go there. I used to go there pretty commonly every few months.
Oh, great. So you got homies over there, and your whole family over there. You've interacted with that culture quite a bit, I assume.
Right. Yep, I have.
All right. Sounds good. So before we get into the video, man, I want to preface it. So what I'm talking about here is I've been making some videos just about Western society and culture, and that gave birth to the Passport Bros. Passport Bros weren't just curious. I don't believe. I think they had a problem. I think society wasn't working out for them in the West, and then men are historically and currently, really good deductive problem solvers. And I think they got on their thinking hat and they start figuring out ways to solve this problem with just having a better life. And I think that's what spurred on the traveling that they've done. And it's grown a lot. It gained a lot of momentum. And most guys are going to the East. Have you seen that at all?
Yeah, of course, and I completely see why it is growing because there's a modern day problem with living paycheck to paycheck in the West and then not seeing anything and never ever leaving your house, nonetheless, the town. So yeah, I have been seeing a lot of the Passport Bros and all that.
So you just put it on, a very specific problem because I think there's multiple. I think it's layered. I think there's probably 4 or 5 major problems, at least, in my life that motivated me. So you're saying economically, it's tough in America or in the West to get ahead economically and, raise a family and have enough resources to live a positive life. Is that what you're saying?
I think that's one of them for sure. I mean, of course, there's multiple, and I guarantee you know that as well. But yeah, economically, that's definitely a big one.
Yeah, inflation's heavy. I mean, everyone thinks it's interesting. A lot of people think that Americans are so rich and, the dollar is very strong globally. But while you're in America, the prices are heavy. Inflation is heavy. The prices of a lot of items and products and pretty much everything, real estate, everything, gas has gone up, but the wages are pretty stagnant for the most part. And this last 9 months, the stock market has been plummeting. So there's not even a lot of investment income that people are able to gain, in a current society. So I agree with you. I think economically is really tough. I'm sure you've seen the same.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so that's problem number 1, right? I think problem number 2 that I noticed is that as the ladies have gained, I guess, more freedom, I think they're the freest women in the world for a few different reasons. They pretty much have control of the political situation because they have the majority of votes and, they vote their interests, which is, comes down to a lot of things. There are a lot of social programs that go in their favor. The family courts, if you ever have any sort of divorce or any sort of situation where you're in a relationship with them and it ever goes negative, they've got the law behind their side. Child support goes their way. Alimony, child support flows 90% to women. Alimony flows 90% to women. I think it's over 85% of women get child custody. So that they just have a dominant hold on certain aspects of society, and so that's another thing that's hindering men and making them not wanting to date. And so when I was looking at stats, it was something like 6 out of 1,000 men are willing to get married. Only 6 out of 1,000. So I was like, oh, that's like 6%. But 6 out of 100 would be 6%. So 6 out of 1,000, that's like less than half of, or that's about 0.5%, 0.6, right? And so men are have already spoken. They've already made it clear that they're not interested in engaging too hard because there's too many disadvantages from having a relationship. So a relationship is another reason men had a problem here in America, and we're looking to fix that problem.
For sure. I think there's a huge decrease in marriage, huge decrease in, the idea of, hey, I want 2 kids in my lifetime and I want to get married. A huge decrease of population growth, and then probably a huge increase of single, like in relationship, like not formally and living together. There's a lot of that, and more of like how we talked about in previous videos of more like, how can I benefit from you? More like a roommate with benefits.
Yeah, and I think that's a factor of sexual liberation, and I think cheating has gone up. But also what we talked about with the economics, I think people are living together out of convenience. The nuclear family's fallen off because of the laws and because of the disadvantage on men. Like, why would you build a family when 80% of divorces are initiated by women, and 90% if they have a college degree, and women are getting more educated all the time. We always hear about it. 65% of college graduates are women now, so they dominate college. But check this out. The funding as far as grants and scholarships and different economic advantages for going to college are dominated by women. But they also have the highest numbers. They have the majority of college students and graduates are women. How does that even work? How are they? I thought the funding was based upon a disadvantage that you would have, like you have, a difference in numbers, so you try to advantage, the lower numbers so that they can go and kind of even up what they call it, equality. But right now, women dominate college, but they still get all the funding, the dominant number of funding to go to college. So when you look at it economically, men are looking at it like, this doesn't make sense. Even if I go to college, I got to get student loans because, all the scholarships and grants aren't in my favor. And I don't want to be in debt. And then if I do get in debt, the jobs aren't set out for me in a way that says there's a quota for me. The quota, even at the end of college, the quota is for women. Companies have to hire a certain amount of women, have to have a certain amount of women in managerial positions. They literally drafted quotas into the laws. So when they look at it, men are like, man, I just can't find it. Economics are bad. Family courts are bad. My education and prospects at a career are bad. So all those equal up to not getting married, but it also equals up to not sticking around here.
Yeah, I totally get it.
It's understandable, right?
Yeah, that is a second problem there. What else do you think?
Whenever I look at the number of the data, it just seems like I can't believe men stay here. I don't know why you are systematically. I mean, we all know how the systemic systems work, and they've worked against different people historically, right? And a lot of people deny it, and a lot of people can come up with a lot of different excuses as to why it's not systemic. They can apply it to race, and it works. Now they're applying it to men and benefiting women and their privilege, and it's working. But the problem with it, when it does work against a group as big as women versus men, when you just flatten it out like that, it messes up overall society. If it's systemic against one small group of people, maybe 10% of the population, something like that, then society can move on just fine, and you can just oppress those people. But if you systemically advantage a huge group of the population over another huge group, men are still a good 48% of the population. And then, when they only make up 30%, 35% of the university participants, and they're not getting funding, and there's not quotas for them, and, all of the things that I explained, it's going to affect the overall society. Absolutely. Because men do all the jobs as far as the jobs that uphold society, like infrastructure, building anything, all the streets that we drive on. And, when you flip the switch in your house and the light comes on, or the water comes out of the faucet when you turn it, all these things are not happening because the technology is just so advanced that AI is controlling it. That's not what's going on, at least not yet. Men work at the power plants at a 90% level. Men die at work, the workplace deaths at 93% level. These men are doing these things. So if they stop doing them and they start leaving, it's not going to work out. It's just not going to work out. So it's detrimental to society. And I think we can see that. I think we're seeing the modern day fall of a dominant, what do you want to call it? A dominant kingdom, or a dominant, civilization that's losing a lot of power globally, and other players, are kind of using that. And I noticed that in their advertisements overseas, they got men looking real masculine, and they're not, uplifting women and advantaging them over men. And so I think they're learning from the Western society and seeing the downfall and making an opposite decision.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot to unfold there. And I've been just seeing like videos on videos, and even in person too. It's just all about that.
Indeed. It's something. I mean, the manosphere, there's a lot of different groups. I won't allude to them now, but there's a lot of different groups on YouTube, and they're kind of alluding to it. Andrew Tate blew up on this kind of notion. And I don't see anybody giving advice to men to be a traditional man in America and get married and go through that whole round with a Western woman, because the divorce rate is so high, and you're going to get your life destroyed. There's too many men that have their life destroyed, and it's no fault divorce. Gosh, there's so many things piled on top. No fault divorce. She can cheat on you and take everything and get alimony and everything, and there's just no fault. You don't have a reason. So for all these reasons, men are looking to the East, right? When you look at the laws in the East, they're a lot more consistent and fair, and the women aren't incentivized to leave you. They don't get cash and prizes from breaking up a divorce. Their family unit's really strong. Matter of fact, if they leave you for no reason, their family's going to look at them kind of crazy. Is that what you saw in a Filipino culture? If a woman just leaves a man, a good providing man who's making her life well, for no reason other than, she wasn't happy or she felt some kind of way for some reason, wouldn't the family really want to talk about it and have a concern as to why she's leaving them?
Oh, for sure. I mean, in the Philippines, I think there's a law that divorce is technically illegal, because I don't know, it's something special about marriage. It's not like the U.S. where you see most people are married more than 2 times,
right?
But yeah, in the Philippines, it's like, I think divorce is illegal. Illegal.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So I mean, they put a lot of emphasis on marriage and family.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely important to find the right woman, marry the right woman, and stay with the family, because I don't know, it's how generations have worked.
Yeah. It's healthy in so many ways, and you can build generational wealth. I mean, it's hard to build generational wealth when you get doing pretty well, and by the time you're, mid to late 20s and, starting your 30s, and then you get hit with a divorce and lose all your wealth. Then you got to start all over. Hopefully you can get it back by your 40s, but it's very difficult. But if you got a nuclear family and you've been gaining wealth from the time you're like mid 20s, and by the time you're 35, 40, if you get married at 35 or 30 or something like that, and you're, a good provider, by the time you're 40, if your wife holds you down, you'll be an outstanding provider. You guys will have a nice life at that point, especially if she's supportive. So that's right. What I like about the Philippines. And I want to show this this video and get your reactions on it, and I will as well, of these Filipinas. They're talking, and they're just sitting around a table talking about their opinions and how they feel and what they think. And I think there's a lot of natural chemistry between Western men, American men, and Filipinas, because men in the West want to be traditional, but the society just doesn't support it. It's not a logical decision to be traditional, but we still have a strong currency, so we're good providers. If we get a traditional woman, we can improve her life. She can support us. She can have babies and a family that she wants. She's not talking about being a bad bitch or focusing on her career. Even though they can have careers. When they do have a career, it doesn't make them look at the man as she needs him less, and she could be doing this and that with her friends, being a strong, independent woman. She still focuses on family, even though she has a career.
Right. So yeah, let's see it.
All right, let's pull it up here. All right, this is Conversations with Maya, Leah, and I think it's another one, but I don't see her name yet. But we'll start. I'm going to start it. And the first part of it, I'm going to keep the sound off because I want to analyze their nonverbal behavior. Okay. I have recently found a stark, and I mean stark, contrast between U.S. Western women and traditional Eastern women as far as their nonverbal behaviors. One is very feminine, one is extremely masculine. So let's go ahead and check that out.
1, 2, 3.
Okay. See, I see lip wrists, I see laughs and smiles, playing with their hair, relaxed shoulders.
Yeah, there's definitely a big jump to smiling a lot, and that's a big thing about the Philippines as well. Not trying to be biased, but yeah, it is.
It's true, man. I've been there. I spent a lot of time there. Look at their lip wrists. They're smiling and talking. They're waving. Oh, they're just so. I mean, as a flesh and blood true American man, they just look so attractive, even if it's not about beauty, just in how their demeanors are. Right. I just want to go sit with them and be around them.
I agree. I just feel like the vibe here is like really cool. Like it's just great people just to be around.
Right. They're not against you. They seem happy in their own space. They feel like they enjoy being women. They don't want to be like a man.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, let's put some sound on and see what they're talking about.
Oh, that's okay. How about you, Gracie?
What is passport bros?
Yeah, what do you think are passport bros?
For me, yeah, I just heard it recently while Sean watching the videos. For me, I think there are those guys from other country that wants to come here in the Philippines. Those are the guys that are being unappreciated, neglected by those Western women there. So those are the guys that, as what Leia said, that wants to come here and find their other half and to have a good life.
Okay, so Western women, they have their own opinion towards passport bros. They said that passport bros are guys that comes here in Asia to find, weaker girls, like girls that they could easily be manipulated, because these guys cannot handle strong, independent women, which is the Western women, and these passport bros would go to Philippines to find, uneducated, ignorant women. What can you say about these comments that these Western women made?
That's just how we are, Filipinas. I don't think you can call it manipulate, because that's just how we are.
Yeah.
We know what the duty as a wife is.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion. I don't think that some Western women say that maybe they're just not happy.
For me, because I searched the word earlier, it said that being sunod-sunuran or being a follower,
Yeah.
someone who always follow command.
Yeah.
But as what they said that, or this Western women said that these passport bros are looking for submissive women.
Yeah. That's
So they go to Asian countries like that, like especially here in the Philippines. But I think they named the word wrong. We Filipinas, if you have a partner, of course, if you want to have a good relationship with your partner, are you going to insist and argue with him? And,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that we will just say yes or no because we are, uneducated, illiterate. We don't care what our feelings is, but I think it's our way to, because we choose peace ba?
Yeah.
Yeah.
we just-
Instead of fighting, why not choose peace? We Filipinas, we have this culture that, yeah, we are hospitable, we are friendly, we try our best to avoid arguments, fighting. So I don't think that's
Me personally, submissive. I don't think it's just like I don't believe that submissive means like praising your man or like
Yeah.
bow your head to your man or
Yeah.
worshiping your man. For me, submissive is more like honoring your husband, let him the lead of the family
Yeah,
like that,
true, true.
and honor his decision. But doesn't mean that you don't have an opinion when he
Yeah.
makes decision. Of course, we still open when like Gary, like if he makes decision, he always talk to me about it first. Then
Yeah.
I will share my opinion. Of course, he still be the last. The decision would be comes to him. So
Yes.
anyway, yeah, that's
So I think for the Western men, that is what they call submissive women that they are looking is someone that is, like a wife that could stay home, take care of the kids, the family, the house, take care of him. But what happens is these Western women wants to have their career too. They want to have their own money, so they don't want to stay at home. When you do that, men confidence will be lower.
Yes.
What's their purpose in this world?
Okay, so I see no lies detected. Their natural conversation and understanding as to the family dynamics between a man and a woman is just so refreshing and it's so on point. You can tell they're just speaking from their natural view. They're not coerced. No one told them to say it. They're just having a conversation. And I think most American men, most brothers is gonna feel quite excited because they've been arguing with women because they've been explaining this perspective and trying to get some reciprocation, and they're just running into euphemism. They're running into this stone wall of competing with men to have their own notoriety and to be in charge and things like that. And these women are just so natural. That's the way they best explain it for me, is they just seem like natural women that fit with a man.
Definitely. I think it's just a whole different mindset. Like, it's just the very, very natural mindset. Like you said, yeah, very natural mindset. Like, I love how they brought up, problems that could occur with passport bros, and they kind of just go over them and be like, no, that's not actually what it is. Like, we have a voice too, but we just, are like she said, and the one in the middle said, that we just know how to be good wives. How to be like, we don't need to argue. What's the point of arguing if it's just not worth it? And it's like, I feel like they're very good at communicating what they want, and they know what's good for a relationship, nonetheless a family as well.
Yeah, I think when you're dealing with them, there's like, you're probably not going to be a simp, because the only reason simps have a problem because women take advantage of them in the West. But if your woman is treating you like this, it's probably okay to go ahead and simp, because she's giving it right back, and she's not taking advantage of your kindness. She's not being a bad person. She's not manipulating you. She's not taking advantage of you. She's just playing her role as your woman and a mother, and They're just so soft. Everything, their delivery, how they speak, nothing is type A personality or aggressive. You look at their face, everything's soft. Their shoulders are soft, and they speak with a really nice natural cadence. Oh, it's just so nice to see. I'm not even gonna lie. Just
My-
watching it, like I like it. It makes me smile. It makes me want to go over there. It makes me want to date. You know what I mean? Like, man, I think. So I think this is one of the solutions that a lot of passport bros are seeking.
Definitely.
You know,
If you're not inspired after this video, I don't know. I don't know what you have in store for you then.
yeah, because like we said, we laid out a few problems, and this is definitely one of the solutions to the problems that we're having in the West. Okay, let's keep it moving.
Is to, provide and take care of the family, not have a half with a woman.
That's why they have muscle, because that's their job to find money.
Yes.
All our job is, that's why women make babies, because that's our job, to taking care of our kids and taking care of the house and
Yes.
do our duty as a wife.
I don't think Filipino women are submissive at all. Like yes,
Yeah.
yes or no, sir, yes or no, husband.
Like a pet. No, it's not like that.
We are not like that. For me, at least what I've seen in Filipina, in my friends, in my mom, in my grandma, they are not like that. But they
Hey, real quick, everybody, please like and subscribe to the video. Click that notification bell. That's how we get our message out to new YouTube audience. Shout out to the chat. The chat's growing every day. I appreciate that. We got some good brothers in the chat, and I see Coach Big 2023. If you want to come up, bro, let me in. I just put a link in the chat for you to come on up. We're looking at these Filipinas here. Talk about men have muscles and are strong because they're going out to, slay the world and bring home the bacon. And women are, made to nurture and have children and take care of her kids. It's just naturally in line with what we naturally think. We're just on the same page. Great chemistry. Let's keep it moving.
take care of the family. They do things for the family, but they have very strong opinion, and they're like, if the husband did something wrong, they would actually hit them with, slippers
Yeah.
or stuff like that. So I don't think Filipino women are really that submissive.
Yeah.
Maybe submissive, not all the way. I think it depends on the situation. Let's say your partner is going to do something and it is against your will. Are you just going to say, oh yes?
Oh,
You will
yeah,
just,
yeah.
oh yeah, it's very nice, it's very good.
Yes.
Even if
You don't feel
it's
it.
not.
Yeah. Leia is the good example of a good Filipina. Like, she takes care of her family.
Oh, yeah.
She takes care of herself. This is why Western women is mad, because look at her. She's pretty and she's a housewife and she takes care of 2 kids and she has a vlog. She could do everything and still have time for,
No, but real talk. She pointed out, and I like their confidence. They stunting a little bit. She like, this why they mad? Look, she's cute. She's pretty. She takes care of her kids. She takes care of her husband. She got a vlog making money on YouTube. She can do everything. And it's very clear. It's very clear that Western women, they've become more masculine and they've become able to, go to school and earn degrees and make money. But their relationships, their ability to take care of their men have suffered immensely. And they say, oh, well, I don't care about a man. We don't need to do nothing for him. But even if they wanted to, I don't think they could. I think they've lost their ability. They've lost their connection. I've heard women ask so many questions. Men ask them what they bring to the table, and they ask them about what a man needs, and they don't have any answers. They really can't answer the question. So it's good to see these women having confidence, because they should, because they're highly desirable. Hey, Coach Big, what's going on, man?
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah, no problem, brother, no problem. So we talking about, we talked about the economics in the West and how it's getting tougher and tougher. And then, how dating in America and marriage have just really crashed. Not just in America, in the West in general. Canada's suffering. the UK suffering. Anywhere where you got this Western ideology, it's really diving downhill, and the relationships are so bad that American men and Western men in general, UK men, are just looking for a solution. And a lot of times the solution's in the East. We're looking at these lovely Filipinas, and they're just kind of giving their perspective, and they're just being natural and feminine, man. And it's a breath of fresh air to see it. I don't know how much of it you've been able to see. Have you caught any of it, Coach Big?
A little bit, yeah. Previously, probably a bit more when I was living over in Asia, but it can be a lot of differences. I think it depends on how anybody was probably raised or where they're from, etc. But I definitely do believe in the natural symbiotic relationship that men and women do have, and I think are, in my opinion, like supposed to have, rather
me too.
than us trying to sometimes, I don't know. I don't want to be like controversial, but try to deny the fact, like, excuse me, deny biology and history and those sorts of things.
Yeah, certain factors deny biology straight up. Yeah, especially in the West here. Oh my God, we don't even got to get into all of the ways that they're denying it. But JoJo, so you've been checking out, what the ladies are saying and their demeanor. Is this right up your alley as to what you experienced when you spent time with your family and your aunts and uncles and whatever ladies you ran into contact there while you're in the Philippines? Is this business as usual?
Definitely. I was just calling it was kind of funny. I was calling my cousins there the other day, and they say, "Hey, do you have any American guys you can send over our way next time? Bring your friends over to the Philippines. They need to experience the Philippines." They were literally just asking for more foreigners, especially in local areas.
Yeah, they checking for us, huh?
They were literally just asking, like, "Hey, is there anyone there? All that." They're just asking me.
Look, JoJo, so when you go to fulfill that promise, man, keep me in the loop. And what I'm saying? I wouldn't mind jumping on a flight. I'll take a flight to the Philippines in a minute. You know what I mean? Where are you at? But is it Bacalad, your area where you be at?
I'm in Bacolod province. It's west of Cebu on the
Negros
south.
Occidental, right?
Yes, you do. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I know all about it. I spent plenty of time there, man. So we might have to, get up and be over there, man. We can do a live stream over there too.
Oh, definitely. When I'll head back in December, and I'll text you when I'm there as well. You can always welcome to stay.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely be in Asia by December. I should be there. At the end of the summer, I'm gonna be there. So yeah, around December, should have vacation time or winter break, something like that around the holidays. Yeah, we can get it.
Definitely.
All right, cool. I'm gonna hold you to that, man, and the YouTube audience. So expect a live stream from us at the end of this year, live in the Philippines. We'll have a good little roundtable conversation with some Filipinas and some Western men chopping it up. All right, let's keep it moving.
Yeah, so
Balance. Everything is in
This
balance.
Filipinas can do it all. We can take care of our house, take care of the kids.
We are
take care of the
everything.
husband.
yeah, actually, me personally, I like a man would, like to be a lead in the house. I don't want to be I'm young and I don't have much experience in life, so I don't want to be the lead of the house. So
Yeah.
some women I heard they like to be the man, but me
want to
personally,
be
I
the
like the
boss.
men manly,
Yeah.
can protect me.
Yeah.
And
True.
most Filipina, that's what they want. They don't want men soft, almost feminine, right?
Yeah.
They don't want that.
That's why we go with
Hard.
What?
Oy, wala lain.
What?
Lain. Wala. Like man.
Wala tayong istorya na unsa.
Wala ka naman masculine. Charot.
Hard and big.
Oy, lain. I mean,
JoJo, you know what they said? You speak Tagalog at all?
Yeah,
A
I
little
picked
bit.
up a little bit.
Yeah,
we can tell what they talking about, but do you actually understand them?
Yeah, I speak more of my mom's dialect, Ilongo from the south.
Oh, okay, okay. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, look, they talking about men and getting excited.
Oh
Western
yeah.
women, they talk about men and they be mad, dog. Like they be like, it's contentious, it's competitive. They not excited
Yeah,
about it.
they're like laughing and shit. Definitely, yeah, man. That's cool. Like I do miss kind of like walking around. It's not just here everywhere, but a lot of more places like just to be open like that, or just be like they're laughing and shit and being, you know, being girls and shit.
Man, they
It's
just
like
being natural,
good to
man. They
see.
just look
Definitely.
like such natural women to me. I like their
Definitely.
dark hair, their tan skin, dark eyes. They just look so dang natural.
I mean, we're exotic over there, and they're excited over that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's well. I mean, so that's interesting. You say that. So there's another aspect to what we talking about. So, I mean, yeah, being in the East is a solution for us, but then we also have some advantages, right? Because it's not easy to find us. It's not easy to replace us, just from a numbers game standpoint. So if we over there, we're exotic, but we're also they're just low numbers, right? Like they're not going to run into you every day, especially where you go. Maybe in Manila they're running to you every day, but when you get down into the provinces, they it's possible they never seen a foreigner, or it's just really rare that they come across one. Definitely never dated one. So I mean, and then when you add in the resources that you bring, if even if you're only making $2,000 a month, you bring those resources to the Philippines, like you're gonna have a very nice carefree lifestyle for her, where she's not going to be stressed. It's not easy to replace you. You've got a different perspective. You've got a different relationship style from the local men. There's a lot of different reasons that it's a kind of a natural chemistry.
Yeah, everything you said was spot on.
Yeah, yeah, it's exciting, man. I get excited listening to them because I've been out there. I've had Filipino girlfriends who are from. I've actually had one from the U.S. Well, she was from the Philippines, but she moved to the U.S. when she was in like third grade, and she grew up in the U.S. And when I met her, she was like 30, 31 years old, and I had her for about 2 years, and it was a nice little transition to a native Filipina. Um, I liked her. She was much more ethnic and different from the basic colored people in America, like black, white people who use colors to identify. And then when I actually went to the Philippines and dated, then it was like you got all of the cultures. So I didn't realize how much my U.S. Filipino was Americanized. And then I even talked to her just as friends after I had been dating in the Philippines, and it was really blaring. Like her accent was all Americanized. Her perspective, she was all about being strong and independent and all that kind of stuff. By that point, she had got older. She was still single, which happens to a lot of American women. Um, and the Filipinos are just so dang natural, and everything that we like about them is effortless from their standpoint. A lot of brothers, all the brothers out here on YouTube watching, really pay attention, man. Get your passport. You can get to the Philippines. I think your visa is good on arrival. I think you get at least 30 days. I have to research it to let you know exactly what the date is, but I think you get at least 30 days to experience it. Um, they're friendly to talk to. Even if they reject you, they're going to be nice about it. They're not mean. They're not rude. They're not loud or abrasive. If you're not their thing, they're still going to be nice to you. They'll just keep it moving and but still be sweet about it. So I definitely recommend it to the brothers out there. Get your passport. Check out not only the Philippines. There's a lot of other different countries that are real nice and do real well. I was out there in China with Coach Big, and I know you had experience dating Chinese women. How was that for you? Did you find that they were like Western women, or even Chinese women a bit different for you?
Definitely a bit different. I mean, there's always similarities, I think, no matter where you go, but Uh,
Yeah, women are women,
I don't
but
know. Yeah. Um,
well, let me ask you: did you
I
have
don't
more
know. It was a
success?
little more cut and dry, I would say, or a little
But
more
did you have more success
straightforward.
as far as approaching women and being successful with them, as far as moving towards dates and moving towards spending time, flirting, hanging out? Did you have more success in Asia or in Western society?
Um, hmm. I think overall, I've probably had more success abroad in general, I would say. Even in Europe and Asia and other places. I don't know. It's just they seem a little more approachable, or they kind of remember like the older school kind of way that everybody used to date and all that, which now is in our fast modern world is kind of changing a bit. Um, so I mean, yeah, definitely a lot of differences.
Well, let me ask you this, because when you're in Asia, it's not common to run across a Western guy or foreigner guy, even a white guy. Did you think that played any kind of a role or had any kind of impact on your ability to date, or was it the same, just like in the West, where dating just is what it is?
I would say in Asia, I definitely hit a lot more stereotypes better. I guess like different beauty standards and what those are across the world. Which is always kind of funny and interesting to me because everybody always wants what they don't have. You know, like if you come from a place where everybody's pale, they want to be tan, and if you come from a place where everybody's tan, they want to be pale.
And that
It's
was
kind of
working in your favor.
it was. Yeah, like I would admit that for sure. And not because I was like even putting myself out there, but like I would just get attention that I probably like a lot of times wouldn't have gotten.
Brother, we don't
Um,
want you to admit. We want you to tell the brothers out here. They need to know. They want to travel. They need to know how it's going to be. If you do better in
yeah.
Asia than in America, they really need to know, because they're going to spend thousands of dollars to go out there because of what you're saying. It's not something to admit. Tell these cats.
No, no, absolutely.
Did you do better
But
in East Asia? Did you do better than in America? Or did you do better in America? Or was it close?
nah, I did better over there.
Like dramatically or like close?
Oh, at least I would say like double probably. So yeah,
That's
pretty si-
good, man.
Not close.
pretty significant. Yeah.
Man, that's a big deal.
Not
If you got
close.
twice as many dating opportunities, that might be worth a flight to a brother. And that was in China. See, me personally, being a melanated brother, and I'm a big man. I'm about 6 foot, about
Learn the
250 pounds.
language wherever you're going.
Right, the language helps, of course. But in Philippines, they speak English. Now, when I was in the Philippines, I did a lot better than in America. But when I was in China, I actually didn't do better. America was better for me than China because I was quite a different. It's like I was very different, but I was like so different. Like it was just so dramatic because I'm a big former football player, 250 pounds, just a big man in China. But in the Philippines, I'm also a big man, but they're just so accustomed to American culture. So it's like they were open to it. They seen rappers, they seen athletes. A little Filipina came up to me. I was eating in a buffet at my hotel, and she was like a little worker girl there. And she was like, I got a beard and all that. And she was like, "Oh, you look like LeBron James." And I know I don't look like LeBron James, but in her mind,
Oh, dude.
she don't really deal with brothers like that. And I'm big, I got a beard, and I got dark skin. To her, that translate to that. And of course, I ended up getting a number and hanging out with her and hollering at her.
Oh
And it was
man.
just on the fact that she seen the NBA, and I look like a dark skinned big man like the NBA players. Just that little association and recognition helped my dating life a great deal. You know what I mean? So I mean, I was definitely getting more love in the Philippines as far as attention, opportunities to talk, opportunities to go on a date, um, have good conversations when we're sitting there flirting, sitting with women so feminine like these women. Versus China, it was a little awkward because it was first the language and then the culture. Chinese has like kind of a more of a closed culture. A lot of them didn't even know. They couldn't even tell my accent that I was American. They possibly would think I'm African because they just were more accustomed to African because they do trade with Africa. But Filipinos know off top that I'm not African. All I got to do is talk to me, and they know the difference clearly. So it was a stark difference for me. But my Caucasian homies, my white homies that was in China was slaying. I ain't even gonna lie. Like they had their pig. They was doing their thing. They would get on the Chinese version of Tinder. I think it was called Tan Tan. And they was racking up responses and matches and all that. And they was killing the game. I'm not saying what they was doing. I'm just saying they was getting a lot of attention from Chinese girls.
Yeah.
So depending on who you are, you're going to have a different destination as far as like, if you want the highest probability of success. That's why I asked you about China. Was you doing better than in America?
Right. That's what I meant, though. I wanted to add that caveat in there that it does depend, because I mean the stereotypes there, no matter where you go, right? So if they got like an ideal version of beauty, and it's like, shit. So basically, like, my scenario, I kind of just got like lucky with that. Like that wasn't part of the plan. It just kind of worked out. But yeah, depending on where you're going, I would definitely say like do your research, check out where you want to go, see what's going on.
For sure.
We're here to help with that. Hopefully you guys get some information here and that works out.
Yeah, so for you, it wasn't planned. It just worked out. Like you noticed it when you got there. You're like, yo, these ladies feeling me. But now with these passport bros, they want it to be a part of the plan. They're trying to figure out, where am I going to get the love? Where am I going to get attention? Where are they checking for brothers? Where are they, like white dudes is like, look, if I'm not getting too much love in America, maybe I'm a guy. I work online. I work an IT job and I do okay. But it's just not very exciting. Like, U.S. women are checking for rappers and athletes and these exciting kind of professions, unless you're like crazy rich. But it could be a guy making $60,000 a year. He works online on his computer at home. It's not too exciting, right? Man, this dude fly to the Philippines or fly to Asian country and he be working on the internet at nighttime. During the daytime, he free. This dude makes $60,000 a year, man. He'll be balling out of control over there in Asia.
Definitely a game changer if he does it. Or
yeah, man. All right. Oh, JoJo. So, what's your opinion on what I said? I personally think melanated brothers do better in the Philippines than they would in China, and I think Caucasian dudes would do better in China. I think they do good in the Philippines too, but if they go to China, they're I mean, did you see that when you were in China?
Yeah, I agree. I definitely see there was many Caucasian Americans married Chinese women, and there was a lot of brothers in the Philippines, Japan too. I saw a lot in Japan, like in Japan as well, but especially the people that play basketball, and then they go over to PBA or Japanese league.
That totally surprises me because, well, it don't surprise me, but it's interesting because the Filipinos look, a lot of them got tan skin, and, the Itis people and the original people from the Philippines was like dark woolly haired people, and then they mix with the Spanish. And, when you put it all together, so now they got like this tan skin, like the ladies on screen, right? They got this tan skin and dark hair, dark eyes phenotype. But the Chinese girls and the Japanese girls got a different, there's some tan ones there, but a lot of them are a little more pale, it got a different kind of a look. But like you're saying, Japanese girls and Chinese girls look very, very similar, and they got the same phenotype. But a brother is going to get love in Japan, even though they look like Chinese girls, But if he goes to China, he's probably going to get less love. But it's like, it's good because if you like that type of look, that Chinese, Japanese type of look, then a brother has a choice. You know, you can go to China, and it's not like you can. I had a Chinese girlfriend, so it's not like you can't get any love there. But you got the choice to go to Japan, where if that look or that phenotype is your style, you're still going to be successful in Japan. Or you can go, to Philippines or Thai, where they've got a different kind of an Asian look. No matter who you are, you're going to have some pretty good options. You just got to research the country that works for you.
Right. And like you said, the Philippines, they got a little bit color to them. Like myself, I got some browns in me, and even it's so mixed there. Like you said a little bit about the history, but especially down south, further south you get, you're going to see Filipinos with full dreads, natural dreads, and it's not like that's what they were born with. It's just indigenous, I guess.
Indigenous Filipino people. Indigenous people are all over the world. That's what a lot of people don't realize. They always talk this Africa stuff, but indigenous people are all over the world. They're in Asia, they're in Africa, they're in America, North, South, and Central. Yeah, everywhere. New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, Melanesian Islands. The Samoans got indigenous dark people. All those islands. Hawaiians. They're all over the world. Like, we got a fallacy thinking that, like, really dark-skinned, woolly-haired people come from Africa. But, they're all over the world. So, and then, depending on the country, they've got different mixes from different people who traveled there over the course of thousands of years, or even the Europeans that have traveled there in the course of the last few hundred years that have mixed in for various reasons. And so people have various shades of, pale skin to dark skin, and thinner hair or straighter hair to thicker hair, but you get all the different types of mixes. That's why I love the Philippines. It's so diverse.
Yeah, you named it. I mean, like I said, after this video, if people aren't inspired to go, it's on them.
No doubt. I'm getting hyped, man. I'm getting hyped just watching this video. I want all my brothers, man, like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you can keep getting this content. We got a lot of information, man. We lived in Asia a long time, lived in America, traveled around. JoJo played sports in like tons of different countries and continents. We got the juice for you. Let's keep it moving with this video.
Like manly.
Yeah, we're talking about men. We're talking about men. Wala na to.
And also, Philippines, sometimes it's hard to be a submissive, especially like when your partner maybe, so in some Filipinas cases, maybe they have they become dominant because their partner doesn't make them feel safe. Like financially. I hear there are some Filipina that are married to Filipino, they become the man of the house because they end up the provider. I've heard that Filipina go to overseas
abroad, I've actually seen a lot of that in our neighborhood. Like, the man stays at home and the mom would work. And still the mom could take care of, when she got home from work, she could still take care of the kids, cook for the kids, and
the husband
doing
nothing.
Drinking.
Drinking.
So speaking of Filipino, I want to ask a question.
Okay, I gotta pause it right there. I gotta ask you, JoJo, a little bit, because they're kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're nothing like Western women, but they kind of talking about it. So Western women, especially American women, they don't know it, but they got the strongest as far as economic men on the planet, and they still find a way to say that they're lame and mediocre and not good and only talk about their downfalls. And though we all know there's not any men who could fly to America and whisk an American woman away and bring it back to his home country, or be able to afford an American woman like that. It's just not possible economically. So American women can pretty much only date American men. If you realize it, very small percentage of them can date, another man. A man in Brazil probably makes $400 a month. A man in the Philippines probably makes a few $100 a month. There's no real match as far as the economics. But these Filipinas are kind of talking about it, and they're saying, some Filipino men are not up to snuff. They're not taking their responsibilities seriously, and the woman has to be the breadwinner. Have you seen that there? I actually haven't paid attention to that aspect.
Coach Big, you got it?
Yeah.
Hey
I'm here.
guys, sorry. Seems I got disconnected.
Oh,
Oh,
you're good.
okay. Okay.
But yeah, you kind of. I mean, it was funny how they were talking about the independent woman aspect of the
Right.
West because they hear about it so much, and that's how big it got. That even in the Philippines they hear about it. But yeah, to go with your question here uh, about falling upon the man's economic system, right?
Right.
It's I don't think they like lean towards it. It's not like the gold digger aspect. I don't
Right.
see that in the Philippines. I don't see that in
Right.
the Philippines. It's not like they're free to work and do what they want, but it's just the mindset of like how they do it and how they connect with you.
Yeah, I agree. I don't see them being gold diggers either, unless you're just foolish. I've seen some guys be really stupid because they've been treated with such, I don't know, whatever the word is in the West, that they go to the East and they get treated really well and they don't know how to act, and sometimes they do some really foolish things. But that's individual choice and up to them. But I haven't seen Filipinas who are just unreasonable with what they expect from a man. Usually they want to have a place to live and have the bills be taken care of on a consistent basis. They can have food to eat, and their basic necessities are taken care of, and she's going to do everything she can to take care of home, and she's willing to work as well. It's not like she puts it all on the man. They're usually pretty reasonable in their expectations. Is that what you've seen?
Oh, for sure, for sure. I mean, I still see the American men that do marry Asian women, whether it's Philippines or that they're still with them.
Yeah.
Like I haven't seen very much divorce from American man to an Asian woman.
From my community, melanated community, I would love to see the stats on brothers who go to these Asian countries and marry, and see what the divorce rate is. Because they try to shout out to brother Medium Man on YouTube, Medium Man channel. He does a very good job. He's a statistician, and there's a lot of TikToks where sisters are saying that when brothers marry outside of them, that they get divorced. They've got a high divorce rate of interracial marriages, and he debunked that, and easily with stats, and like he's talking to them and telling them, look, these are the only men, brothers, only men like really trying to marry y'all, and y'all consistently trying to throw us under the bus and make us look bad, and the only thing you're doing is crapping on the men who really are the only ones trying to marry y'all in mass. You're shooting yourself in the foot. But when I look at the brothers that travel to the Philippines or Japan, Thailand, all these different countries, I would love to see the marriage rates versus the divorce rates. Unfortunately, this phenomenon's only been probably 10 years, and probably only like 3 years as far as like really gaining critical mass awareness. But in the future, probably the next 10 years, I'm going to love to see those stats. I bet you those marriage rates are really good and the divorce rates are really low.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Has to be.
Has to be. Okay, let's keep it moving. Let's see what they're talking about.
Has been a question for a while. Why do you think Filipinas don't date older Filipino men?
There's no divorce here, so will be get more the judgment from people. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's not
Oh, yeah.
normal here, and there's no divorce. People will think you're the mistress because
Yes.
Yeah.
Because most of these older men has been married since they were young, and their life is like work house, and then if they cheated, here if it's about cheating, people will go crazy and then send you to tulfo and
Yeah, exactly.
film you, and it's a very
Risky.
shameful,
Yeah.
very shameful to do those things.
Also, we Filipinas, we always have a problem with our like partners, past like that. That's a big deal for us. So
Yes.
imagine if it's a Filipino guy.
Yeah, and
with,
also,
where do you?
if you date Filipino men, you won't expect that he will move mountains for you because he will never leave his wife.
Yeah.
That's the always, so you'll always be a mistress. Maybe he could, rent a house for you and visit you once a week or twice a week, but you'll always be a mistress. So it's very difficult to have a relationship with older Filipino
And there's
men.
no
Older
divorce.
Filipino men, you mean?
Yes.
Older Filipino.
Because maybe there are older Filipinos that has never been married yet.
Yeah,
but not much because
not
diba?
much.
That's our
very-
traditional, like to get married.
early.
Yeah.
You get married early and then live with your wife forever because there's no divorce here, and it's shameful to cheat, and you don't want to disappoint your kids. It's always
And
our
the wife
thing.
will attack you.
Yes, it's always our thing that we are afraid of our kids, that Filipino, if they find out that their dad would cheat, they would film or send him to tulfo. It's a very big mess, so
Yeah.
that's why we don't really go with Filipino men. One last question because it's already hot. What can you say about
Okay, real quick, I do want to note the fact that the Filipino culture still has shame in their culture, and that really does kind of moderate female behavior. They don't want to be shamed in the public view, in the culture's view, and in the West that has been completely lifted. That's why they got OnlyFans like crazy. I saw the girls admit crazy things on camera on YouTube. Body counts be crazy, and they be admitting it because, and they even say, they're like, well, Shay, like, we're free now. We can say whatever we want and do whatever we want. But they don't know, like, it still disgusts men. It's still cringe to men, especially if we think about settling down in a relationship or getting married. If her body count is crazy, it's a big turnoff. Now, men probably won't say it too much because if she's out there wilding and her body count's going up, men just want to keep the party going and get in on it, hopefully. But when it comes down to relationships and marriage, like they're not going to be interested. But in American society or U.S. society, it's they've taken the shame. You can't body shame, you can't fat shame, can't slut shame. All these things women have fought with their political will to be able to remove that. They're pretty much dominant. When you think about in U.S. culture, because they've been able to take all of the accountability and responsibility and any sort of accountability off of themselves and put it on men socially. And that's just because they have a dominant political will, and it's working for them. But overall, like I said, I think it's detrimental to society, and men will solve that problem. Have you seen that in the Philippines, JoJo, as far as the culture and the shaming aspect, really keeping things in perspective?
Yeah, it's a lot of I want to do this for my family, and I want to do what's the right thing. And then like I said earlier, it was very interesting how they brought up that divorce is illegal in the Philippines. So
Yeah. So it makes it for. I mean, that's interesting what they say. I didn't realize that you don't really see a young Filipina, with an old Filipino man, because that man's probably married. He's been married from a young age because marriage is important in the Philippines. And so if she is with an older man, people will just assume that she's a mistress and cheating. So, I mean, that's not really going to happen. So as these foreigners, as we go over there, like a man like me, middle-aged man, in my I crossed 40, I'm not going to be in competition with older Filipino men. I'm probably going to be in competition with younger Filipino men. And if I want a young fertile wife to start a family, And as long as my resources are on point, I'm probably going to have pretty good odds of being able to secure a relationship, because my resources are in check and she knows that she can have a family with me and be able to relax because I'm going to be able to take care of everything. All right. Let's see what they're talking about further. If you guys got any comments, just let me know. If you got anything to say, and I'll give you the spotlight. I'll put you on the screen.
About this Western women that is calling Filipina women that we use only these foreigners, these passport bros for their money, and that we are they call us opportunists as a married to a foreigner.
As I said, we Filipinas, we're just really easy to please. We don't need luxury stuff. So yeah, if he's rich, that's just a bonus for us. We're looking more like the personality, someone that we can get along with, we can live forever, you know. So
Yeah.
it's not really about money. In Filipina, where we used to being poor, and
Yes.
small things we can just eat bulad every day. It's fine. We're
Yes.
happy as long as we're happy. That's all that matters. So.
Yeah, I was thinking about this Western earlier. These Western women who are they're very judgmental. They look down as Filipinas, or not
Yes.
not us here in the Philippines, but also other Asian countries. They will say that we don't know how to speak English. Well, of course,
Yeah.
English is not our language.
But it's our
It is being taught.
second language.
Oh yeah,
but
second
Yeah,
we can
language.
if
speak
we're
that.
gonna tell you, you baho kag bisong, do you understand
Yeah.
that?
And also
Di ba?
So we need to adjust and speak.
oh yeah,
to
we
it.
have
Yeah.
we have to learn and adjust you guys so that we can understand each other. So you talking these passport bros, these Western men go to other countries to find the love of their life. Have you not ever think or ask yourself why they went to other countries? I just
Hilak ko na yung
yeah, I'm serious. I mean, and then they will say that we Asian people, we Filipinas, we accept their rejected guys.
Well, they're not rejected.
No.
Yeah, and if it's reject, why would they care?
Yeah. I have a new, not passport bros, I have a new name for that. So those a foreigner already have a Filipina
Yeah, I
partner,
got something.
like us, you know. We call them passport king.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they live life
They
like
found
king,
their
right?
they found their Filipinas.
Maybe they're just jealous. For me, jealousy. I think they're
Because
just
we're
jealous.
spicy.
No, I mean, I think they're just. I think they're just jealous because seeing. Wait,
Kadugo
diba,
na ilaw,
Gio?
tingnan kita.
Gio, do you agree with this, Gio? I think these women are just jealous.
I
Yeah.
love what they talking. Go ahead, Sky. I love what they talking about, but go ahead, Coach
Oh
Big.
shit. Yeah, it's all good. Um, no, I was just gonna say, I think it's interesting that they're talking about that because it's like I feel like this whole thing has been just going on for a super, super long time anyway, like all throughout history, like all sorts of people have been getting together with all other sorts of other different types of people. And it's like things are just hyped up today and put on 10 out of like a normal level that they normally would be. So it's like it seems like people are probably really worried about that, like people being upset and stuff, but on the grand scheme of things, it's probably just like the same as it always was.
So you think what is it? The internet or social media that makes it look heightened, but you think it's probably always like this?
Yeah, or I just mean that sort of stuff is making it more of an issue than it really is because people have been traveling and doing etc. forever, right? Like really, that's how humans even migrated and moved and changed, and a lot of people related to each other a lot of different ways.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I think a lot of the popularity of it, to be honest with you, is because it's like it's almost getting into pop culture now. It's like trendy. Um and it's getting cool. Like, brothers is getting down with it and kind of putting their little twist on it. Before, traveling was sort of upper crust, and not, I guess if people wouldn't talk about it in a certain way, it would just be something that well-off people did, and they would talk to their friends about it, but it wasn't really in pop culture. Now brothers is doing it on a massive scale, and they got lots of videos on it. I mean, technology is a big part of it, but they're doing it in a certain way, and they got the women who are the Western women were so mad about it that they're making videos about it. I think people have always done it, but it seems contentious now. It's not just about traveling. It's like one side is shaming men for doing it, other side and shaming the other women who are receiving these men, and then the women from Asia are like sticking up for themselves and saying that this is how we are and we're different than you guys and that should be fine. You shouldn't be talking mess about us, and you guys are saying these men are trash, but we like them. We don't think they're rejected. Like we're happy to have them, and it's I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good question to ask. Like, would they be so hyped up, or would anybody be so hyped up on a lot of different topics if it wasn't so hyped up on social media and these sorts of things, and everybody else egging them on, etc. Who knows what everybody actually really thinks, but a lot of it is, just to push what everybody else is saying.
Well, I do know this. Back when there was a lot of brothers in Germany. I think it was back in the 40s. I think during the World War, and when the war was over, a lot of brothers, went back home. While they was in Germany, brothers was getting with those German women, and those German women was falling in love, deep, heavy, and they didn't have the internet, obviously. So what they would do is they would write letters to Essence magazine. It was like the only, publication of our people that was, big enough to actually have the reach. So they would write to Essence magazine because they were trying to get a hold of the brothers that went back to America, and they were like writing these love letters because they had fallen in love and they want some of that that sweet berry juice, dog. And Essence magazine was ran by sisters, and they never ran stories on it. They buried it. They never communicated the information. So that even shows back then that they were protective of their men, and they didn't want them to be traveling and leaving. And back then, the only way brothers was traveling was through the military. So they're able to squash it. But now brothers is just traveling on their own. Like, I've never been to the military, and I travel a ton. Brothers is doing it on their own. And so I think the contentious aspect would have been there even back then if brothers had the ability to do it, because it shows that like they quelled that whole deal, and because they didn't want their men being taken. So I think women are protective of men. I think they're just shaming and just causing backlash and being upset as a defense mechanism. But I think they're really hurt, to be honest with you. And these Filipinas ladies were saying it. They were saying, I think they're just jealous. If they're really leftover men and you don't care about them, why would you care? Why would you be talking all this mess on the internet? So
yeah, I agree.
I think the feelings are there. But now it's just like the communication platforms are massive. And a lot of these women are lonely. A lot of these women aren't being really addressed or talked to too much. So they're getting online and making these videos. They're making these videos, and everybody, and it's all public and everyone can see it. Okay.
Jealous because
Tawa, Leah. Sige.
Oh, real quick, Jojo, if you gotta go, I appreciate you. Thanks for your time. And we can catch up on the next one. Thanks for your input on this topic, brother.
Thanks for inviting me.
No problem, man. We'll see you next time. Peace out.
See you.
See you, Jojo.
Righteous.
See ya.
Dayon.
No, I think these women are just jealous seeing their these Western guys that having a good life by
Yeah,
other
happy.
country. Happy, yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
then they can give that to their own men. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Isn't
We
it?
know how to be wise.
Isn't
Is it our fault?
It's not our fault. They even say that we steal their men. No, we don't steal your men. Do your
Yeah.
men come in here?
Yeah.
So
They even said that we steal their men. Oy.
We didn't put potion in their food
Yeah.
or anything. They're
Yeah.
just in love with our natural beauty.
Nah, man. See, yeah, those
Uh,
chicks are real nice, man. I like them. And there's a lot of women. There's like what 25 or 30 million women in the Philippines. No, there's more than that. There's like almost 50 million women like that, 50 plus million women, and a lot of them are sweet and nice. And I just really love their energy. And they're telling the truth because, yeah, a lot of times like they can't keep their men. Like they're shaming them and they're being upset with them, but when you look at it, like it just comes down to them losing their men to another group of women. And yeah, I think it's jealousy. I think they're right. I think these ladies are hitting it right on the head. They're just speculating, but they are women and they know women. I think they're on point with their observations.
yeah, I totally agree.
Last, promise.
Kedua na lang last.
What do you think is the difference between Western women and Asian women? Why the passport bros would come here and prefer to date and travel all the way here to meet and mingle Filipinas rather than their own country, which is they actually have lots of beautiful women there too, but they're like rejecting them. So what's the difference?
Well, I think from my experience, like, I observe from others also, like my friends. Filipino are easy to get along with. We're easy. We don't like arguments, as you said earlier. Just we're easy. We don't like arguments. We actually avoiding arguments, right?
Yeah.
What's the difference between Western women and Filipinas? Oh, big difference.
Hindi big, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
big bisong.
First, it's because we have an exotic beauty.
As I said, they come over here to get spicy.
Diba, Gio? Right, Gio?
Yeah, only Gio and our men can answer that. But just what I observe,
I mean, when it comes to a person,
Looking for casual.
Coach, you there?
Yeah, right here.
Okay,
there's
okay.
a big difference.
yeah, we're happy all the time, and
Yes.
they're not like that.
Very agreeable.
We don't
We're
need
easygoing.
luxurious things.
Whoops.
I think we're getting some
Even if
video.
they're-
Okay, no, we're okay. I was adding another contrast, but we're okay.
And smile.
Even if we're like
Right after this video, I want to do a quick 5 minutes on the contrast between Western women. I got another video that shows the Western point of view of the same topic. Just in a second. Hold on.
already in a very big calamity, we're still laughing.
We are happy people.
Yes.
Yeah. And also, we valued our
Men.
men.
Yeah, that's true. We appreciate them.
We appreciate them. Yes. We love them. We take care of them. And unconditional love.
Yeah.
See, basically what they said is like they're happy people, even in tough times. They value men, love men, take care of men, and appreciate men. That's basically what they said is the biggest difference between Western women and them, right? In a nutshell. So now I want to put on just a quick video that kind of shows the opposite perspective from a Western woman. Let's add this to the stream.
Relationships is down.
Okay, this lady is talking about just the result of everything and how men are reacting and how relationships are suffering in the West. This is Lord Destro. Lord Destro got some fire videos. Everybody watching this stream, feel free to check out Lord Destro's channel. He's got some fire content. Here we go.
50% 50 since 2019. Not since 1970, since 2019, right before the pandemic, down 50%. They're not looking, which means if you're a woman looking, you can give it. No, seriously, because at this point, I'm trying to understand what I actually need a man for.
I agree. Why would you need a man when we are in awe of your masculine Chad jawline, coupled with your rugged 5 o'clock shadow? Such a manly face that would put the Marlboro man to shame. No man deserves the sensation of feeling your chin stubble rub across his chest. Only you should lay claim to such a jowl of magnificence.
Let's be real, they're not the best at making us women come forth. I'm trying to do loopholes.
Indeed. How can any man satisfy you, especially when you play operation with yourself 4 times a day with all those pink and light blue toys you store in your nightstand drawer? Through countless hours of vigorous practice and hand-to-eye coordination, you have mastered the skill of pleasing yourself. How can a simple man like your Grace Lord Destro compete with hours of oscillation training? Your ebony slip and slide is free of any grip or tension. We are not worthy of such a prize, young mistress. Mistress.
The romance, for the most part, seems to be lost. You're not courting like you used to.
Come now, mistress. Simple pleasures like romance are not fit for a Marlboro woman like yourself. Activities like rugby and peeing in the snow is the only true gateway to your heart. Cuddling is for those meek, petite women with soft skin and no Adam's apple.
Easy, easy, big fella. Easy, big fella.
You are beyond such primitive displays of love. You deserve a more worthy display from a man. Maybe something like Greco-Roman wrestling or log rolling would be up your alley to get you in touch with your bounty or lumberjack side. But nonetheless, carry on.
You damn sure don't know how to cuddle a woman. You damn sure don't make more money than me for the most part. For the most part, we make about the same. It feels like there's no value that a man can actually bring to my life at this point.
Yes, obviously.
Okay, so we got a stark contrast. The Filipino ladies are saying they are happy and they really appreciate men they love and take care of and really honor men. And she's saying, like, I don't know why I would want a man in my life. I don't know what value that they would bring. They don't know how to cuddle me. They don't make more money than me. And, they can't make me, come forth. So, I mean, everything she says is negative and she doesn't look happy. No smiles. Her communication is direct line and aggressive, masculine. She cusses and she's alone. I have the opinion from looking at, all the research that I've done. These women be alone. They be working all the time and then they come home and they're alone. They're by themselves and men won't really talk to them because of the vibe that they give off. And so a lot of these women are making these videos because they got to get these feelings, these negative feelings that they feel with themselves. They got to get them out. And that's why they talk with this shaming language and this negative language towards men because they perceive us as the reason why they're unhappy. But, they're always alone and they're always just doing these, selfie style videos in their their iPhone, and they're just by themselves and they just got to make themselves feel better. So they talk mess. That's just my opinion, but let's look and see if we can find another example.
Household making double what you make is useless to you because you have no intentions of building. You only harbor visions of chaos and destruction. So you are right because you don't need a man.
I don't need no man.
Ask her what she offers a man and watch her shell out a list of abstract qualities that have no value on the NASDAQ. But hey, I digress. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our beloved comrades that hit the super chat button in support of free tenderloin distribution. Your sacrifice is truly appreciated.
And on that note, I'd like to thank the comrades who hit the like button and subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and support the channel. Support the channel. We can put out more information, and the content will spread throughout the YouTube algorithm if you like and subscribe. So please do so. Let's keep it moving.
Now, before we go any further into this rabbit hole, Lord Destro requires you to push that like button and smash that bell in the name of Cobra. And leave a comment below to appease the nosy algo. Because as we all know, Big Brother is always watching. Now let the Jubakari commence.
Our future rests with Destro now.
Just like men don't want to act like, just like men don't want to admit that they tricks, women don't want to admit that they selling.
Oh yeah, everybody sells. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This is so kept the whole internet. Like, let me tell you something. You see link in bio, email for bookings. They sell them. Ain't none of you with all these followers. Is come on now. Your links take you straight to OnlyFans, take you straight to Twitter. What are you doing? You literally looking over these messages saying, "Hey, I give you $10,000 come so much. I give you $1,000 come right now." You think they how gonna do? I'm gonna text back.
She telling the secrets. Now, that sister right there, I mean, she's smoking and she talking crazy as far as how she speaks in a non-feminine way. She said, "What you think that girl gonna do? That bitch go text back. Yeah, for $1,000 to go get it." But she telling the truth, so I appreciate her. Even if I'm not attracted to her communication style, I appreciate it. She say, all these girls with all these followers and they got these links in their bio. You go to their OnlyFans, go to their Twitter account, go to these different places. She said, them broads are selling poom. That's what they doing. And she says it's so cap on the internet. That's what they all doing. So, I mean, that's not all women. There's plenty of women not doing that, but there are an awful lot of women that are. Like I said earlier in the broadcast, they've taken the shame out of the society in Western world. There's no shame on women. They've been able to get rid of that through their political will. So there's nothing stopping them. So they out here doing it. So, it's a big discrepancy from the Filipinos. I'm not saying Filipinos are perfect and will never do such a thing. But from the lovely ladies in the Philippines to these ladies, it's quite a contrast. Who'd you pick, brothers? Who'd you choose?
With a gaze of innocence, they have the nerve to ask, where have all the good men gone?
Yeah, where are all the men, like the good, real men at? Where are you guys?
I know, where are the men that like want to take you on a date? Like,
I don't come in my DMs,
right?
please.
Why don't men approach me anymore?
Would genuinely like to know, single men, why you don't pursue anymore? What's up?
Why are men so scared to commit?
Like, why are men so scared of relationships? Why? Why are they so scared of it? You know if it's not working out, you can end it, right?
But secretly, they know the stats. Drunk with cognitive dissonance, they ignore them. Stats like 50% of women boldly admit to cheating. Now that's a serious issue when the marriage license ties her to 50% of your earnings. They also know the stat that 80% of women initiate divorce. As Lord Destro has preached, and the woman in the previous video has testified to, most women on sites like Instagram are actually paid for play.
Oh yeah, everybody sells. I'm sorry.
How many women do you know that are not on Instagram? I'll wait. Then they have the audacity to ask, how could you not want to sign up for all of this? Blasphemy. The Dark Army will not surrender to gaslighting tactics. Remember this, any woman you meet is a concubine until proven otherwise.
I gotta say,
Okay, I just wanted to give the contrast. Shout out to Lord Destro. His content is fire. Once again, everybody go and subscribe to his channel. Lord Destro, I think it's Reborn. Lord Destro Reborn. And like I said, he's got fire content. And he just tells the truth about the society in the West. Everybody knows it. Everybody can see it. And the solution in my mind, is going to the East. At this point, it's not corrupted by any of the social movements that have taken hold of the West, and they honor men, they value men, they take care of men, they appreciate men, and that alone is going to do it. Of course, there's economic benefits and cultural benefits, and your overall life is going to be improved. And I'll do more videos about that. But when you just compare the women communicating on the internet alone, just compare that. It's night and day difference. And I take the Eastern route. I think more brothers should take the Eastern route. It's good for your life, man. You're gonna be on this earth for a good amount of decades, and being happy as a man is allowed. In the Western world, it's hard to find happy men. They really don't like it, but it is allowed. Would you say, Coach Big?
No, I was just saying, like agreeing with you.
Indeed, indeed. Let's see. We'll get one more example in right here.
I think I might die alone, but here's why I'm okay with it. I've basically been single for 27 years, and over that time, I've become super independent and happy and proud of the life I created for myself. I've done everything I wanted to do. I went to grad school, I traveled across the country, I moved to the city I wanted to move to, I got the dog that I wanted. But along the way, I built up a lot of walls and probably became a bit selfish and callous, so much so that I find it very difficult to allow someone to even have the opportunity to prove if they could make me happier than I make myself. Maybe I'm broken, but at least I'm happy.
Wait a minute. You didn't smash the bell and press the like button. Blasphemy. And although you will never be worthy of a monarch such as myself, the Lord Destro would suggest that you poor fools at least give oligarchy a try. So evil, Destro has spoken.
Shout out to Lord Destro. Shout out to Lord Destro. Yeah, his content
Hilarious.
yeah, his content inspired. So, yeah, brothers, all around the world, in the Western world, obviously you guys know about the passport bros, but I'm just trying to show you solutions and show you the contrast between the Eastern world that awaits you and then the Western world that's kind of existing as it was before. Obviously, the choice is yours. But I know what I'm doing. I've lived in the East a lot of years. I came back to visit the West for a little while, but the East is where it's at. And I think all of our brothers will be much happier out there. It's a lot of brothers in Thailand and Pattaya. Shout out to Travel Times with Paul. And shout out to brother Oheen with the crypto gang. He spent some time in Pattaya. There's a lot of other good countries and places as well. Coach Big, you've been to Thailand too. Weren't you in Phuket for a little while?
Yeah. I was over there, and I was in Bangkok for like a day or two.
Okay, so you experienced those times over there as well. I think more of us just need to get out there and just make sure we stay safe. Don't break any laws. Keep yourself good here. There's only a few things that can stop your passport, and that's going to be like being in the rears as far as child support, having back child support payments. They'll cut off your passport, and then having certain felonies will cut it off too. So, stay above the law. Don't break the law. Get your money right. Save. Don't spend money on anything. Live in the cheapest place possible. Don't don't date too much is what I mean to say. Don't date. It's just a waste of money, and it just stops. If you plan on going overseas, it stops that process. Tune into my channel and like and subscribe, and I'll have like a lot of solutions. I got a newsletter where we send you different job opportunities if you want to work overseas. We got links to a page where they've got different remote jobs that you can do while you're living overseas. There are a lot of different ways to do it and a lot of different solutions. So we're going to, stay on this journey of just promoting the brothers to live a better life and look at all the options that you got available to you. Look at all the different cultures that might work for you. Maybe Malaysia is going to pop off for you. Maybe Indonesia. That's a Muslim society, and they're really modest. But I think Bali is, more Western open and a lot of fun. I got some friends out in Bali, Burma, Vietnam. I think that's a really good society, and from what I understand, it's really cheap, extremely cheap. Your dollar goes crazy farther, and sometimes brothers just want to live a lifestyle that they never lived before. Maybe you want to go and live in a nice big 5,000 square foot house. When you're over in the Philippines, you get a 5,000 square foot house, massive, for probably only 700 to 1,000, or no, probably like $1,000 a month, maybe $1,200 a month or something like that. The comparable price in America will be well over three, four, $5,000 a month. So, I mean, sometimes you want to live in a way that you haven't lived. I just saw on my WhatsApp that my brother in Pattaya rented out a yacht and had a party. And man, they was having a whole bunch of fun. Beautiful Thai women, all the brothers out there, they having a good time. They drinking. They on jet skis. They got slides that go from the yacht into the ocean, into the water, and it's having a great time. So I mean, there's a lot of
Yeah.
options. Brothers is already doing it. Have you seen some stuff at all, Coach Big?
Yeah, for sure a bit. I mean, I know like your money definitely goes a lot further. I remember you telling me once that your rent was like $100 a month over there, which is just crazy. And that's like a nice, decent place though.
Yeah, when I was in Thailand, when you count the bills and the rent, everything, it was like $180 a month. 180. And that was like just a normal little spot. If I wanted to get something saucy, something real nice, 3,000 square foot, 2 stories, something like that, probably would cost me 400 or 500 bucks. But I just had a normal little 2 bedroom apartment for myself, and it was only $180 a month. So I mean, you and I
Yeah.
think if you get a retirement visa over there for you older fellas, they only require you make $6,000 a year. 500 bucks a month, $6,000 a year, and that approves you. They think that's enough money for you to live over there and not have any problems. $6,000 a year. So I mean,
Right.
man, when you look at the
You can
numbers,
apply.
bro, absolutely. So I mean, there's a lot of advantages for us to take advantage of, and it looks like we just gotta get the knowledge and get the awareness. So I'll be sending out, like I said, join our newsletter. If you like and subscribe to our videos, you'll see different opportunities in certain videos where I'm just giving out information on positions and careers that work for us out there. If you subscribe to our newsletter, send an email to Galoy Sports at Yahoo, GALLOY Sports at Yahoo. We'll be able to send that newsletter out to you for only $5 a month, and we'll constantly send you different career opportunities. And look throughout my page on my channel, you see different types of stories of different opportunities where, I was working out there making money and living in different countries, actually working in those countries, or some people like to work remotely. Coach Big, did you ever work overseas? Did you have any jobs out there?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Lots of different stuff, gigs as well as some companies I was working on and some other um, private things as well, like private businesses as well, smaller ones.
Right, right. So you definitely
Um,
think that men can go over there, and if they don't work online in the U.S., they can even work in those countries, right?
you could if you really wanted to, if that's an experience you wanted to have, to go teach or to go coach sports or to go maybe work for a local company or something like that, depending on your skill set.
Right.
But I really would think that the best way to do it, especially with the currency exchange, is to try to make the money in a place where the currency is worth more, or at least have the income coming from there. And a lot of countries actually have different visas now for if you can show, like you were saying, if you make a certain amount of money from outside the country, they'll let you stay and live there, but you have to prove that you at least have that certain level of income. But that's really the best way, I would think, unless you really want to go over there and you have some contacts or some business there, or but if you could make some some dollars or another high value currency and then go spend it there, I mean, you're winning, really.
Yeah, a lot of popularity has been on the method of digital nomad. So a lot of people, they make their
Right.
money digitally, and there's so many opportunities digitally. So we got the AI that's coming online. If you can figure out how to manipulate that and make money, there's going to be a lot of ways. You got the metaverse that's coming up, where a lot of people are going to make money. They're already doing it. Man, I found out the gaming industry with like Fortnite and all this and that. There's people who got
Oh
full-time
man.
careers. You heard about that?
Oh yeah. Well, it's massive. It's massive. I mean, we live in the technology world today, whether we like it or not. So a lot of these things are definitely having a big influence. Gaming actually has a lot of influence on new technologies that they've been able to come out with as well. So it's
It
all kind
does.
of working together. But we're going to see some pretty advanced stuff pretty soon.
Right. And there's a lot of people who got full-time careers and they just game. Like when I was coming up, if you play video games all the time, you were like kind of a scrub because you weren't getting it. But now people like literally making a lot of money through the gaming industry. So I mean, those guys are already able to go. They're already able to be mobile. Then you got social media. If you can leverage that, I mean, all YouTube is social media. You can leverage that, and the digital economy. There are a lot of different ways. I mean, you almost have. It's going to get to the point within 5 or 10 years where you're not going to have any excuse. If you want to stay home in your home country, you can, but there's no excuse for you not traveling because you're going to be able to make money in so many different ways globally. So the solutions are there. This stream was all about the Passport Bros having the issue, which we showed with that Lord Destro video, and then the solutions, which we showed with the Filipinas and their conversations, and then the economic solution is what we're just talking about now. So this is a really good stream. This is a profitable video or a profitable stream in the solutions that we're able to grant to the brothers looking out there. I think I talked y'all ear off long enough. We run it up on an hour and 45 minutes. This is the longest stream that we had. I think it was very productive. We're gonna keep it moving. I'm probably gonna come back on another live stream on Thursday. Yeah, today's Tuesday. So on Thursday, we're probably gonna go 3 days a week. Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays, something like that. And I'll just keep bringing this fire content to let everybody know about the different options that they have. Because eventually, I think a nice goal would be to get a lot of Americans overseas, and we can probably do some business and build and connect networks from the west to the east. Probably get involved in the what's that project that Chairman Xi Jinping has, the Silk Road. Eventually, they're going to get that connected, and there's going to be a lot of different networks created. And yeah, American Brothers getting over there, and American Passport Bros, Passport Joes, everybody getting over there, and we got a lot of commonalities, and we'll be able to do some business and just have a whole new life, create a whole new society. Because the thing is, what people don't realize is the society is built with men. Men can go to anywhere. They can find a group of women that works for them, and they can start propagating a society. And, as long as you stay within the laws and have good relationships, no matter where you are, you can have a good life. The planet is ours. It's the global interconnectedness is becoming apparent more and more, and we should benefit from the fruits of this global system. All right, Coach
Absolutely.
Big, you got anything else?
Not for the moment. Yeah, I think we've gone on long enough, but I just wanted to say again, thanks for having me. A lot of interesting topics today. And if you're out there and, take a chance. If this sounds like something you might be interested in doing or something's kind of catching your ear, you got not a lot of things to tie you down, then hey, it's worth to go try. I did know some people that went and just did it for like a year and they got the feel for it. Maybe it wasn't for them, or maybe they had other things that they had to get back home. But cool experience either way. So definitely check it out and tune in next time.
Yeah, I agree 100%. It's a win-win. It's a win-win no matter what. All right. I appreciate you. Okay, everybody, that'll do it for today. We're gonna wrap this thing on up, and I'll see y'all on Thursday. Right back at you with the Gamma Effect. Peace.